Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, June 14th, 2025. Did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And what did you think?
And the crossword did me in.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It was very hard for me.
Especially,
once again, the upper left corner. I just really struggled up there.
Upper left. Oh, I mean, they had some great clues there, like even one across, go over some lines, say.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Read palms.
Read palms. That was a great clue.
I had thought it started off with RE, and I thought it had something to do with rehearsing.
Me too.
I'd heard a phrase lately, read-throughs.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And so I tried to get read-through to work.
Yes. Well, and then I had the D. I didn't all have the E and A right away, but I thought, it has something to do with roads, like crossing the lines on a road or reading some lines on a road.
Oh, yes.
Or reading lines on a map. Or
Mm-hmm.
So it could go so many ways, but it was actually read palms.
Right.
And if I had gotten that right away, it might not have been so hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. So,
anyway. And I mean, the crosses weren't that easy. One down was I got you, and that was Roger.
Roger. Oh, that took me forever.
Once you hear the answer, you think, oh, okay.
Yes, it made perfect sense. So.
Another one next to it, two down, Sleuth Holmes was Enola.
Enola Holmes, yes.
I'm assuming you got that right away.
I did, yeah. Mm-hmm. But then I started second guessing, and I thought, well, maybe there's another Holmes.
Really?
I don't know.
Let's see. There's
Sherlock.
There's his brother.
Oh, that's right. I can't remember his name now.
Let's see. It's not Moriarty. That's the evil villain.
That's the evil one. Yeah.
He doesn't get much of a role.
No.
So
anyway. But yes, that was a difficult corner. The others were challenging and took a while, but I sort of got through them. But what really did me in was 41 across, words from a prof, maybe.
Rec.
And yeah, rec as in recommendation.
Right.
I put lec as in lecture. And so then, of course, 41 down, ploys. I had loses, L-U-S-E-S.
Instead of ruses.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't catch that for the longest time. So yeah, that was a trouble spot for me too.
Well, I had a lot of problems in the upper right corner.
Oh.
Because for 16 down, the grocery store surname, I didn't know 15 across. The hedgehog-like mammal of Madagascar, the tenrec. It's like, really? That's a thing? Because because of that, I had enough letters. At first, I thought it was Kroger's.
Oh, yes, I thought it was Kroger's, too.
And then I decided it was Procter.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
You shouldn't have, because it was wrong. Mm-hmm. But 31 across, the quiet spot, I considered Nook, but then I decided I really liked Procter, so I was trying to get something. Oh, then I decided it could be the word moot, because you can have a moot point. And so
a quiet spot.
Because you see 31 down, singer with the 1991 autobiography, I Put a Spell on You, was Nina Simone.
That's right.
But I was thinking there was someone named Mina. Actually, I was thinking of there's a singer whose last name is Minaj.
Nicki
Minaj. And so
she's a little different than Nina Simone.
Well, but I wasn't really thinking about musical attributes at that point.
I even think she was born in 1991 when this autobiography came out.
I was just focused on getting the right letters in the square. And so anyway, so it was like, is it Mina or is it Nina Simone? Because I had the rest of it. I had Ina Simone, and it was Nina Simone,
yes, it was.
Which meant it couldn't have been Procter. So I had to give up Procter, and it turned out to be not Newt, but Nook, of course, for the quiet spot. And so then I had Rocker, and I thought, Betty Crocker.
Yep.
So, and that's where I ended up.
Yep.
But boy,
okay.
that was tough.
But there were some good clues in that corner, like 21 across, pool wear, Speedo.
That was for me, that was almost a gimme.
Oh, really?
I went for that immediately, yes.
That took me a while. I put bikini to start out with.
But
and then the one above it, 18 across, superficial part, veneer.
see, I also found that to be easy.
Oh.
I mean, it's just...
that must just be your
well, but I couldn't do Nina Simone. I couldn't do Nina Simone if my life depended on it. And then 15 down was wall hanging, maybe TV set.
Yes.
That was good.
Oh yes.
Took a long time, especially since I still didn't know what tenrec was, and I still don't know what. Well, I know it's a hedgehog-like mammal of Madagascar, but talk about an obscure clue.
No, yeah.
And now that wasn't a debut, but it has. It's unique to the modern era, but it was used previously.
Oh, really?
So it's been used a total of 16 times. The first in 1950.
Oh.
And then there was sort of a hiatus after about 1985. And it hasn't been seen since 1993 until, 1993 until today. So.
What about 32 across? Moved clumsily.
Galumphed?
Galumped.
You know, I felt pretty good about that word. It sounded like something out of Dr. Seuss.
Yes, I felt good about it too, but it took me a while to get it.
Well, it's another one of those hasn't been seen in the modern era. It's appeared a total of 3 times, 1952, 1976, and today.
Wow.
So it's been almost 50 years since it last showed up, so welcome back, Galumphed.
The people who wrote this, oh shoot, I lost it.
The person who wrote this, Barbara Lynn.
Maybe she went back in the archives and tried to find words from old puzzles that haven't been used for a while.
Well, there were 4 that haven't been seen in the modern era, and there were 8 that were totally unique, that they've never been seen before.
Wow.
So
I guess that's what made this puzzle so interesting and fun to solve, because there were a lot of new words that I hadn't seen before.
Right. And some
puzzles.
And some variations, like 57 across, travels like Dr. Manhattan in Watchman, e.g., and the answer was teleports.
Yes.
And I thought, this is going to be, I thought it was going to be time travel, but they wouldn't use time travel as an answer because it had travel in the clue. And 34 down, flowers in the same family as asparagus and agave was hyacinths.
That's right.
That just seems wrong.
So, 50 across, horrible, odious.
Yes.
That's a great word.
It is a good word. and that helped with 36 down, the oldest sports franchise that has never won a championship in the Big 4 leagues, NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL. And I had enough letters. I had the F and the A. I had the, I wasn't sure about the next letter or the next letter. Then I had an O and then an N, and I wasn't sure about the last letter. So I decided it was Fargo, ND, Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh.
And I thought they must have a sports franchise there that's never won in any of those leagues because it was never in any of those leagues. So I felt pretty good about Fargo, but then 40 across, relative of a skeleton, was a luge. Did you get that right away?
No, I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, so I guess that's a tobogganish like apparatus that you use when you throw yourself into it and then you throw yourself down a hill and at the end of it you win the Olympics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know what the relationship was there.
Right. but
the Falcons, I did not know the Falcons had never won.
Yes, that is the correct answer. Thank you.
Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons from the NFL, their football team. So, never won the Super Bowl.
Well, wait, it says it's never won a championship in the Big 4. I mean, I presume that I was thinking there are 4 teams called Falcons.
No. It's never won a championship in the Big 4 leagues, NFL, NBA, MLB, or NHL. So it's never won a championship in the NFL. So, yeah.
But did they ever try and play in the NBA? Or is the point...
No.
they were trying to avoid narrowing it down.
Right. Yeah.
Because if they said...
They could have just said
NFL.
Never won in the NFL.
Right.
But they wanted to, make it more difficult. So.
See, I just assumed they were talking about... Well, I mean, maybe the Falcons have tried to play basketball.
And, of course, it says it's the oldest sports franchise. There are other franchises, I'm sure, in these 4 different, sports leagues that have...
Never won?
That have never won a championship.
Oh, how sad.
But this is the oldest one, the Atlanta Falcons. So they've gone the longest without winning a championship.
I assume there's some billionaire in Atlanta that's working right now at fixing this problem.
Probably. I don't know who owns the Falcons, but probably somebody is making plans.
So, some other good clues, 60 across, go out in the winter, ? Was hibernate.
Yes.
I thought that
was a great clue.
Yes.
And I did like 39 across. It's a snap. Easy peasy.
Yeah. And that one was relatively straightforward. Not maybe easy, but easier. We had 62 across, small roll, and I was trying to think of some sort of bakery product.
Right.
But it was snake eyes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That was very tricky, I thought.
Yep.
And then app name for a professional gambler. It was 5 letters. I just, without any other crosses, put down Lucky.
Oh,
But it turned out to be Betty. As in better, I guess. Bette. Should have been B-E-T. I guess it also could have been B-E-T-T-Y, but then it would have been snake eyes with 2 Y's, and that would have just been a little bit on the weird side.
Yeah.
46 across, African king to be was Simba.
Yes.
That was cute.
One I had a lot of trouble with was 4 down. One with 10 reasons not to skip a workout. A decathlete.
Decathlete, yeah.
Yeah, decathlete.
Who I presume is someone who obviously is someone who performs in the decathlon.
Right.
And
10 reasons. I was like, I had the EC athlete, and I thought, like an SEC athlete, which is, like the Southern Football Conference or collegiate conference, and of course they play teams in the Big Ten. So I thought, oh man, maybe it's that. But no, it was a decathlete. So
we had that H of decathlete came into 27 across, goes left, Haws. At first I thought it was going to be yaws, because yawing is a direction, but that you can go left or right when you yaw in an airplane. And Haws, I guess it has to do with horses.
I think so, yes.
G is when you...
G and
Yeah, it's like... Wow, that was a little on the obscure side. And then that S of Haws was part of 29 down. Anatomical filler. Actually, it's anatomical filter. I kept reading it as anatomical filler.
Oh.
And I'm like, that could be anything. But it was spleen.
Spleen is a filter, yes.
I thought the kidneys were the filter.
Well, that's what I thought of first, but I had enough of the letters, and I'm like, oh, it looks like spleen, so it must be a filter too.
So you're supposed to get your spleen cleaned or removed every 20,000 miles?
I don't know about that.
Well, let's see, 17 across. Anniversary celebration for an adopted pet, Gotcha Day.
Yep, that was one I knew.
That was a debut.
Yeah.
So that was sort of curious. And now I know 14 across how often Ozempic is taken, once a week.
Yes, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I went for once daily to start.
Oh, yes, I went for twice.
For the amount of money it costs, I think you should be able to take it once a day.
I put twice a day. But no, once a week.
9 down was brilliant. Shooting stars, ? And shooting was spelled Chuting, and that was skydivers.
Yep.
That was good. As was the rest of this crossword. Again, it was by Barbara Lynn.
Yep.
Nice job, Barbara.
Yes. Great puzzle.
Yes. Now, it is Saturday,
Yes, it is.
which means it's time for JAMCOTWA, the Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award, where we go back through the crosswords of the week and pick out what we deem to be the very best.
That is correct.
This week we picked
Wednesday.
Wednesday
had the amazing theme of the states on either side of the Mississippi River. With the revealer clue 18 down, natural dividing line on a U.S. map as suggested by the puzzle's circled letters. And the answer to that was Mississippi, as in Mississippi River. And the circled letters on either side of that answer were the postal abbreviations of the states that border the Mississippi. And they actually lined up the states that bordered on either side of it that are concurrent. So at the top, we had IA on the left and WI on the right for Iowa and Wisconsin, which we live in. And then we had MO and IL on the same line on either side for Missouri and Illinois, which are adjacent to that, separated by the Mississippi. And then we had AR and TN, Arkansas and Tennessee. And then finally LA and MS, Louisiana and Mississippi. So just a brilliant theme, I thought. Very clever. And the interesting thing was those states that were adjacent to one another that bordered the Mississippi were in the same answer to one clue. So for the Iowa and Wisconsin, it was 17 across. Chang and Bunker, notably Siamese twin. So we had IA at the left and WI at the right.
Right.
So just very ingenious.
Yes. Absolutely. And listeners, you're encouraged to go back to our Wednesday episode where we talk about this in detail.
We need to acknowledge the
good point.
the authors of that puzzle, and they were Sam Kopuris and Jeff Chen.
Right.
Yep.
And so, Sam and or Jeff, if you feel so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, and we will have that JAMCOTWA certificate wing its way towards you in no time.
Along with a T-shirt and some lovely Wisconsin swag.
Yeah, so please include your shirt size and a mailing address.
Yep.
Okay, that definitely is it for today.
I think so.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yes.
We'll be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of Sunday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.